Alright, Mr. Blackwell. So for the people that have decided to tune in to watch this this impromptu in-house scrim, basically there's this team called Death Capped for Dummies that saw that we played Team Solo Mid, and it's like, hey, we'd like to scrim against you guys and see how it goes. So after our judgment draft, we basically grabbed a bunch of people and we're like, alright, here's the team. Now, Razor Weapon Team, we see some bans here, but actually the Razor Weapon Team has adopted a unique strategy, which is they're going to random all their champions. So,
oh yeah, that's right.
So we random out a Nocturne here, and we're gonna be going against Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw's a very solid pick, and all those bans from DCD are very, very good. Shen, Janna, Cassiopeia, all the standard ones you expect. Dr. Mungo, Lulu, Ryze, no slouches either. Looks like they're gonna run a Soraka Kog'Maw, so that's a pretty easy, safe lane. It looks like we're gonna have a randomed out Nasus and a Lee Sin. Hey, that's not too bad.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with that now, because you figure Nocturne jungle, then you have Lee Sin top, and then where'd Nasus go? Sport bot or what?
Who knows what they're gonna do with this? Maybe they'll double jungle. I'm really curious. Actually, Nocturne, he's a very sneaky pick in lane against APs because he has that spell shield. It would be a pretty interesting matchup if they threw him against like an AP or something like that.
Well, and also I know that they said that they were willing to switch champions too. They're not just gonna all out random; they'll switch some around too. So.
Yes, this is a very, very heavy tanking team. I know that they're hoping deep in their hearts that they end up with an AD carry.
AT Yi, here it comes.
They got a Yi. So everybody's gonna go in the jungle for RyW. It looks like they're going all jungle, and probably that's where they're gonna stick with it. We're gonna end it off with the Renekton. I'm sure DCD on the other side of this is probably like, these trolls, we need to roll these guys so that we can get our game 2, a respectable game 2. And I'm interested to see if they have that in them, because Team Razor Weapon seems pretty confident they can pull the shenanery. Do you think they can pull this off though? An all melee team?
It's gonna be sneaky. I mean, they do have a Nocturne ult, so they could catch people off guard and stuff. And then Master Yi, he can't be slowed. Like, you're not gonna slow him down. So it's gonna be very interesting. Because I mean, Lee Sin can jump on Nocturne's back as he's trying to ult across, Yeah. So it will be very interesting to see how their team fights end up turning out. Unless they end up just sitting there and split pushing with Yi and Nasus. So
I think they might have to split push or something in the end, because there's no way, once Kog'Maw gets fed enough, they're not going to be able to team fight against him, because Kog'Maw just has to kite. Unless they can get to Kog'Maw. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get to Kog'Maw.
They got Nocturne to get to Kog'Maw, correct.
Yeah, but
and they don't really have much peel for Kog'Maw either.
Yeah.
They have their heals, but
a few stun, but like those aren't really, he has a spell shield too in there. So yeah, maybe he could, dive Kog'Maw, and they could rely on that to deal with it. I just have a feeling in a lot of team fights though, like they could definitely get in a situation where Kog'Maw's just kiting them and kills them all.
Everybody watched ILP4 and everybody saw Nocturne throw the game multiple times, so
this is factually correct.
So this shall be interesting to see if Highwind does it with Nocturne now too. So it looks like they are gonna send TK top with Nasus there with the flash teleport. And then it looks like they're gonna go Leona Lee Sin bot. Which actually, if you think about it, that's actually not too bad. Leona Lee Sin, because Leona can jump in and stun him, and Lee Sin, there's early levels, has a lot of high burst. So if they could push Kog'Maw, get Soraka to waste all their mana early levels, they could actually take control of that lane. And it is Otter and Kabam down bot as well, so.
It is, those two, they work so well together.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, Otter likes to mess around like that, play just retarded kill lanes, like All-Star Blitzcrank, playing AD All-Star, no big deal.
That is his style. I know that.
I was on the receiving end of that, and it was not fun.
Yeah, it's a little disheartening, isn't it?
Extremely disheartening.
Like, why is this working, and why does this headbutt deal so much damage?
Well, I mean, you just get caught by one pull. You'll dodge the first 8, you get caught by that one pull, and then you instantly just die. There's no recovery from it.
Yeah, I mean that's the Blitzcrank effect.
Well, and then you have the All-Star there on top of it. It's just
Yeah,
like
it's brutal.
get pulled, popped up, headbutted into the wall, knocked up again. Whatever exhaust and ignites they have.
So I do know that DCD actually, their top solo player, so I'm assuming their Renekton is a fill-in because their top solo player actually was sick and could not make it to this game. So they're playing with a substitute in here right now.
Gotcha. So the Renekton's a substitute, not their normal guy.
Yeah. So hold on a second. I'm going to be right back. I just got to go close the door and stuff. Alright, back just in time. Let's get this thing started.
Okay. You got your overlays up.
Yep. I'm going to be making a new super cool one coming up
For
here.
Judgment.
Yeah. And just for the future, just in general casting, I'm going to make a cool new score overlay and a bunch of other stuff. It's gonna be sick.
Get a huge Judgment thing going across the bottom or somewhere.
Yeah, it's just gonna follow. It's gonna follow just you around.
Just me around.
So, how did you feel? At the draft. The help really
laughing.
did not like you.
I know. I was laughing really hard. I mean, somebody let the secret out that I wasn't black. Which, I mean, come on. Like, who would name themselves that if they were black? I mean, some people maybe, but I don't know. It's just a song. So.
I'm glad you had a good time because he was having a good time at your expense.
He was having a great time at my expense. It'll be at his expense when we actually end up playing, though.
Ooh, some trash talk. Let's just see what RaiseYourWeapon decides to do here. So it's gonna be Lee Sin top, I assume, or no bottom with he's bottom with Kabam. Yeah, that's right. Who are they sending mid though? Yi? Yeah, it must be Yi.
Yi, Bosco's playing
yeah,
me.
AP mid.
How much AP does he have right now, too? 21 AP, level 1. And he started Boots health pots, too, so.
Nice. Question is, will we see an invade from RaiseYourWeapon? Are they going to get super bold and try that strategy?
Well,
DCD is spreading out here. If Kabam is a smart little kid and throws a blind blade through there, maybe they'll catch something.
They're going to wait for
Sonic Wave.
Yeah. I think they're gonna walk in. And they're gonna catch her, she's not looking.
Oh, flashes on her, there's the stun, Ignite follows up, flashes over the wall. Team Heal comes in and saves it. Now they're exhausting on to Udyr. Udyr's gonna escape out of this. And
Udyr flashed for that too.
Wow.
So they popped 2 flashes and a summoner heal. And they gave up an exhaust, flash, 2 flashes and ignite, so pretty much just traded summoner spells there.
Yeah, that so close to killing Ahri.
Yeah, Kog'Maw popped his summoner heal just barely to save her life. So but now Udyr, he's not, unless they sneak over in time to get their other blue buff, Udyr's gonna be slowed down here in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, what he might do is he might do the old Savior Smite and run over there and smite the blue.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be a lot to stop him. Nasus is walking up lane.
Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna start his red buff instead. But I mean, pretty much everybody but Leon on RaiseYourWeapon started boot, so I mean, he's not gonna be able to gank super hard.
He actually, it looks like he is saving his smite. Oh nope, he's gonna use it the last second. All right, never mind then. So yeah, he's not gonna have as good of a jungle path simply because he's gonna lose his blue there. And Highwind should be running over that way. Udyr is actually Might be heading up for a gank or to check blue.
Looks like he's gonna go check blue, but Highwind, he jungles a lot, so he's probably gonna run over there right now, go check his blue.
Yeah, he should. And I don't think it's gonna be good for Udyr,
Oh,
actually.
well, he does have red buff, but with that blue aggro on him, I mean, Highwind.
Highwind.
Stop dogs.
No, don't stop at dogs. What are you doing, fool?
Highwind being Highwind.
Yeah, he does this sometimes, you know. He's gonna come around just a little bit late. If you would have ran it quicker.
He doesn't have his spear is the question. No, he doesn't have his spear.
That's coming down. Nasus rotating down. Yi should notice this.
Bosco.
And there's lots of pings going down.
Oh, he's gonna get it. That's first blood double buffs for Master Yi.
Bam! That is a bad news start right there.
That's terrible. Master Yi now has double buff mix against Ahri.
And Ahri right now is like, my life.
Yeah, Ahri's not gonna be happy.
And what's most important about this game actually is that we have the two star-crossed brothers, you know, against each other up top. Renekton versus Nasus.
Oh, that is very true. I did not notice that. I mean, between that though, I almost give that fight to Renekton over Nasus, because I don't know, Nasus just can't get in and out as fast as Renekton. I mean, even if he drops a slow on him, he still has that stun for when he tries to walk up to him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Renekton, I think early game definitely beats out Nasus. I think late game, if Nasus is allowed to farm Siphon Strike, then he, you know, comes in and does what Nasus does. But otherwise, yeah, pre that eventuality, not quite as good. And Otter's giving a lot of harass to Squirrel in mid. Squirrel actually called, or actually Boscow is, sorry, I forgot, Otter's bottom, never mind. But he actually wanted Otter to go mid, but Otter is not obliging. Kabam trying to land those Leona grabs. I know he does love his Leona.
Oh, and they got their Bush Warder down their bot now. Highwind's down here.
Bosco actually pretty low in mid, but he has mana, and Ahri does not.
Well, he has those double buffs.
And here we go. Udyr's coming in. Bosco's gonna have to try to escape out. He's
just gonna walk up because Ahri didn't have enough mana to charm at all.
Yep.
Highwind's wasting a lot of time down bot now.
I'm taking a lot of damage from.
He's trying to bait it.
I think they might know something is up. And there is grab, and there's the stun followed up, and he's gonna flash out of it before the stun goes off. Otter coming back in just to throw down some damage and blows his exhaust. Interesting.
No, that was actually Highwind's exhaust.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Highwind blows his exhaust.
Highwind, exactly. Otter's over 2K. All right.
He knows better. Is that what you're trying to say?
He knows better than to blow his exhaust, especially when he had summoner heal for Kog'Maw. So there was no way Kog'Maw was gonna die there.
Yeah, definitely not.
They turret dove. It was only gonna be ugly, and Kabam might have raged just a little bit.
Just a little bit. That's putting it very mildly. And Highwind determines coming back in here, possibly. He's going to be slowed by that Void Ooze, though. Throwing a little bit of damage there, but it's kind of a waste of time at this point. Because
he's wasting time. He had a huge advantage on Udyr, and he just let Udyr catch back up. Udyr's level 4 now. Same as him.
Bosco now coming back to lane, has his lucky pick and another amplifying tome.
Looks like they're actually going to pick up a kill here on Kog'Maw almost.
Persistence wins the day. One last hit, and they will get it.
But Highwind didn't even get an assist for that.
So this is actually the in-house where we just make fun of Highwind. No, I'm joking.
Apparently, like, I don't know. He's like, oh yeah, they're going to get the kill. I'll go back in, and then they killed him before they even get. Well, he did help get you the double buffs to start with, though.
No, yeah, I mean that was pretty boss, and it helped Bosco in his early game because APE is kind of interesting. You really only have that one burst,
but then you just sit there and meditate, and they can't kill you.
Yeah, that's always fun. And here comes the gang from Udyr. He's gonna pop his ult to escape out of this. Get stunned once. Spirit Rush after him. Ignite is down, and he will maybe escape out of this, but great flash over the wall. Nowhere to run. And Bosco getting a little lazy right there.
Just a little bit.
They can't play. They can't play too silly here. They actually have to, play somewhat smart against this team.
Looks like they're gonna come for that blue buff that did get CV'd though.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be able to. Oh, they're gonna catch him down below. Kabam did a great job catching him.
Great block there, actually, by Kog'Maw, taking the Sonic.
Well, I mean, at the same time, he was walking right next to her, and I thought he was gonna jump in and then Tempest on both of them.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous on her turret. Especially since, yeah. But it looks like they're going to actually get their blue safe and sound here. RyW does have his smite now.
Yeah, and they did ward that push. Yeah. Kabam dropped that ward.
Kabam face checking this. They jump in. They will steal the blue. All in right now. Nocturne coming in with the ult. Ahri will fall down. Now Udyr is surrounded. And that's a double kill for Otter. And that is the guy you want to feed. Meanwhile, Renekton gets topped all to himself and puts some damage on that turret. Looks like they're paying for Dragon, which would be a smart move. Looks like Kog'Maw and Soraka want no part of that.
Well, I mean, if Renekton takes top this early, it's just going to give Gnosis so much more room to farm his Q. It's not going to... It'd be
bad.
Terrible idea. Like, giving Gnosis that much room to farm his Q, 8-9 minutes into the game, by the time he comes and joins team fight, his Q is going to be at like 300.
It'll be one shot in fools.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, really, Renekton would want to just run past the turret, kill the wave behind the turret, stuff like that. Well, he can.
And it looks like he actually ended up porting back rather than pushing that last wave, so TK is actually not going to miss out on that much XP. Because they ended up he was involved in both those kills, and he was able to get that be there for Drake and kill as well.
Yeah, looking at CS right now, Lee Sin's at Otter's at 52, and the bottom Kog'Maw's only at 34. So this lane down bottom is actually winning a little bit here.
Well, it is Otter, so he'll CS with anybody.
Challenge, except no, I'm joking. Looks like Udyr's rotating up top here. Might be thinking about a gank onto TK Rain, which would not make TK Rain happy. He does get pretty grumpy.
He is really grumpy when he gets ganked.
Yeah.
That's why he usually plays AD bot, so he has that support there to give him a heal.
And will he... Udyr's waiting to when he wants to leave. I think if they kill this first wave of minions, they'll actually have vision to sneak over. Next, actually going in there a little bit. Nasus right now, what's his siphoning strike at? He has 93 bonus physical damage?
96 now.
Alright, cool.
And Udyr actually ended up giving up on that gank. But he's taken a lot of harass from Renekton.
And Nocturne coming in on middle, they're both jumping on there. Ahri's very low, has Ignite Iron, she's going to Spirit Rush out of this and escape, but Boscow's really wants this kill. Will he Alpha Strike? He will not Alpha Strike in time. Instead, he will just die a horrible death.
And what do you think Kabam's saying right now in chat?
It's probably saying, why are you so stupid?
Well, that's why I didn't pick you on my team.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you do this at Game Breakers...
Right?
You're off the team. And more harassment going up top. Renekton in a lot of trouble. Exhaust coming in. Renekton's going to pop his ult, try to survive. Unless they have the bonus AD from the Soraka ult coming in. And wow. No way. 16 hit points.
I saw it down to 15.
And that's not a happy TK Rain right there.
Well, because RyW got away with
wow.
that.
Kog'Maw very low bottom. Just barely escapes the tip of that Sonic Wave. So many close calls right now for DCD. Alright, so we go over here, steal some raids. Farming up a little bit.
Well, when Master Yi can just completely clear a whole wave on her, she doesn't quite have enough AP yet to return the favor, so...
RyW does now actually still has a level on to Udyr, but Udyr's going to catch up pretty quickly since he's getting to clear this top wave up here. So
Yeah, I don't think TK's happy about that because he was the one tanking the turret and Highwind ended up backing up. So
Kabam is backed up now. Otter's coming back with a Bloodthirster in hand. So Booth's Bloodthirster, that's his way to go. Master Yi meanwhile has Sorcerer's Shoes and a Fiendish Codex. And Nasus is rocking double gold per 5s. Looks like he's going to be heading up on a Sheen or Glacial Shroud, maybe? Don't know. Maybe that's
looks like probably going to be a Sheen.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Yeah. Make lasting with that Q just a little bit easier.
Highwind has finished up his Wriggles. Let him farm a little bit quicker.
And probably going to see another fight that's going to go down on the enemy's blue buff here.
Boscow just constantly zigging and zagging, waiting for Ari to throw a charm. He's going to meditate all the way back up.
And Soraka taking a lot of damage here.
Nocturne coming in, has that fear over. Soraka's going to flash over the wall. Now Udyr.
Udyr's going to take the hit.
Oh, and I don't like that flash. He should have tried to run to and flipped over the ledge. I don't think he's going to be able to escape out of this because of that early flash, but he will escape due to the Soraka heal. And now there's 4 bottom. They were looking to pick off a kill before the next dragon, I imagine, probably.
Well, they're probably going to end up being able to take their blue buff here. Or maybe not.
Yeah, it looks like DCD's all over this. Doesn't want to give up another blue buff.
Meanwhile, Renekton went and warded Raise Your Weapons blue there, so...
Which is a good play. They can keep tabs on that, maybe counter jungle them. But actually, you saw DCD did a really smart thing. They CV'd behind the wall to make sure that Highwind wasn't sneaking around again for a smite steal. So smart play by them.
Yeah. Because they had that ward right there in the mid bush, so they saw him hovering around that area.
Nasus down 135 bonus damage on his siphoning strike.
It only gets worse as time goes on.
Yep. And he's not having too hard of a time of farming, really.
No. He's at 74, Renekton's at 95.
I was going to pick up another red here, a little short on mana at this point. And Leona all in, there's her ult, flashes in, has Resonating Strike, followed up there, Exhaust coming in, Dragon kicked away, and that is a dead Kog'Maw.
Leona is just too strong.
And right there, did his best. He saw Kog'Maw, he walked around, he didn't just try to throw damage on the heroes, he actually tried to clear some of the minions in the wave so he'd get maybe a little bit of gold.
Yeah,
and keep
makes the creep wave weaker, yeah.
Yeah. And you see Renekton behind the enemy turret.
Oh, and the turret ended up falling, so 15.5 minutes, not super bad. But still, Nasus is going to have a lot more room to farm, and Renekton will be a lot easier to gank. They won't have a turret that they have to dive from under.
Yeah,
and then just end up getting killed.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree. 15 minutes isn't, it's not too bad. I think what this will open up now is Renekton can possibly, go onto the map and maybe move towards a dragon objective. RaiseYourWeapon's thrown up a pink ward at dragon, so they've been able to clear out wards there, just taking control of some vision.
And Nasus' teleport is up too.
They see Udyr waiting in the wings. They know exactly where he is. They might decide to just flick the switch and go all in on him. It looks like they're just going to come over here and start the dragon. Nasus is farming, does have that teleport on standby.
Looks like he's going to get ready to teleport.
And wow, actually I'm really surprised there they got that close. With Kog'Maw just kind of leading the charge there. And all the focus going on to Leona, but that's what they want. Kabam's going to team heal. Nocturne out coming in here, but they've done so much burst damage already. Great focus fire. TK Rain's going to come in late to the fight, and now there's only tanky targets left. They're going to have to be in full retreat here. TK Rain will fall.
Yeah, it looked like the Leona ult actually ended up missing.
So we can blame Kabam for that.
Yeah, I saw it fall like right next to the ramp by blue buff, and like their whole 3 or 4 of their team members were actually up above where that ward was at. So I'm not sure where exactly that ult was supposed to hit. Maybe it was supposed to hit Kog'Maw or Soraka, but
yeah, I think that's what it was probably going for.
They might have flashed out of it. Yeah, it looks like Kog'Maw's flash just started on cooldown, so Kog'Maw actually might have flashed out of that ult.
So I mean, in all honesty, Razor Weapon kinda is on a clock here. I don't. Their team's not going to be really that good as we go later on into the game. So they kind of need to, the advantage that they were building, they kind of need to try to keep, and they've kind of lost it. Now we're sitting even.
Yeah, because they were up like 3-4K gold, and then with that fight, even though they did, I'm pretty sure they did end up getting the dragon. They still, with the kills they gave up, they ended up actually losing it.
Siphoning strike at 159 for Mr. TK Rain.
And Otter's still 4-0 now, 100 CS. He went double Dorns after that Bloodthirster. So even more lifesteal on him.
And he got Berserker Greaves. And here we go, waiting in the wings. Leona lands her ult, stuns follow up, execute coming in, and just like that, Kog'Maw is gone.
And
Otter does the taunt. Bonus points. So what team were you drafted by again on Black Yell for the Judgment Tournament?
I am playing with Hydas and Bosco, OP Spartan, and I don't remember what the last guy's name was.
That's actually a pretty good team. That sounds like a really good team.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you feel about your chances?
If we end up matching up where we play the team below us, I think we'll probably end up winning our first game. If we go like where he was saying like 1-8, 2-7, then we end up being against Kabam. Which I'm not too worried about Kabam because I've played with Kabam quite a bit, and then he also has Kuniv on his team, so I play with him a whole lot. I know exactly what he tries to do. I mean, we just ban Lee Sin and we'll be set there. And then he picked somebody else that plays Teemo all the time too, and I know Kabam loves Teemo. So I mean, we'll ban Lee Sin, Teemo, and if we ended up having to play them, I think we'd be set then.
Good deal. So best of luck in that tournament. We actually did do the draft tonight for anybody that's tuning in that wasn't part of the draft. It was actually a lot of fun, and it should be up in our videos and recording, but I'll clip it out into a cool YouTube video. There's actually some funny moments before we actually went live, and I actually recorded those live on my computer, so I'll probably do a pre-show video as well. Some good trash talking coming in.
Oh, I'm sure there was. Kabam is dead set on beating Otter, so.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool that you could. So what Bosco is doing is he's alpha striking in and throwing out Deathfire Grasp while he's doing it. That's a ton of damage. And meanwhile, bottom we have a huge engage. Nocturne coming in all onto Soraka, but now we're back focused onto Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw has no way out of this. Heals coming in. Now he's feared, and will he actually keep running from this? They can easily dive this turret though.
High Wind blew his exhaust again. That's what happens.
Yeah. It's
the last second.
It's the harbinger of doom. And now we might have a dive under this turret here. Nasus and Boss Cow, they're going to take out mid turret, focusing around, but here we go. Sea Squirrel coming in with the Spirit Rush. Boss Cow is going to fall first. Charm onto Nasus. Nasus is going to pop out. Ignite coming in now. Throws down his AoE, but it's not going to be enough. Now they have
and it looks like they're going to lose their blue buff there too. Yes. And mid turret perhaps.
Lots of pings actually heading down towards the blue buff for DCD.
Looks like they might try to Baron. Either Baron or they might even try to bait them to Baron.
Razor Weapon still up by about 2k at this point. Although they are rocking that ridiculous non-traditional team. And wow, Soraka face check! Goodbye, Miss Soraka.
I don't know why she was on that side of the wall.
Yep.
She had three of her teammates on the blue side wall, and she's just sitting in the bush.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, if you come up on that corner, I always ward that top edge, but I never walk up it. That's.
Well, as far as purple goes, I don't know why they ward the bottom edge of that bush there. I mean, earlier levels, like if you're landing against someone, you usually ward the bottom edge, then they can't get into your wraiths. But later, when it comes to Baron, you want to ward that top edge of the bush, or even just over that wall. So then you get more line of sight there, because that ward isn't really granting them that much line of sight.
Yeah, I mean, and I've actually been in this situation before where, so I had a scenario where I was on the other side of that wall and I threw down a ward where their ward is. I saw Ashe blue pilling back with little health, So I jumped over the wall to attack her, and in that black shroud where you could not see because of that ward, all 4 of their other teammates were there, and I got murdered. So, yeah, put it on the top side. You see Raise Your Weapon has theirs on the top side here, and that is where you should more likely put your wards. And DCD wants a dragon now. Raise Your Weapon does know this is going down. Boss Cow is getting zoned out by Ari here. They're doing the split up tactic, which a lot of teams do, and it's not good ever. And Highwind might get caught out here. Doesn't want that. Drag kick away by Otter to save Highwind.
He spell shielded the stun. Meanwhile, Nasus just farms his Q and pushes top.
Yeah, and that's what they want. I mean, this is a win for Raise Your Weapon. The more Nasus can actually farm up here, the bigger that Q gets, he just becomes a terror late game. Right now it's 225 bonus damage and going up as we speak.
And just watch that chunk the turret. Just ridiculous.
Unless he blue pills. But yeah, we'll see it later. We will see it later. It's going to happen. And, you know, Nasus is one of the best, you know, one-shot, two-shot your turret type of character.
So he did actually end up going Glacial Shroud, so...
Oh, wow, yeah.
So he has 1,208 gold, so he might win round for gold to buy that, the Sheen, because that's only another 60 gold.
Yeah.
So I think he might end up waiting around to buy that Sheen. Because he has those 2 gold for 5s as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Glacial Shroud is a pretty good item. It makes you tanky, gives you some cooldowns for your ability, makes it so you can Siphoning Strike really, really quickly, especially since typically most Nasus now max Siphoning Strike, and which he did do first in his secondary leveling Wither.
Yep. It's definitely the thing to do unless you're playing against someone that's constantly pushing you, and in that case you have to up level your Spirit Fire, but... It looks like they're going to try to Baron here with Kog'Maw that was down bot.
Yeah, they don't have oracles, so they don't know if they are worth, but they should have an idea now.
Yeah, they're going to go and back off it.
Something interesting to note about Ari's charm is that if she charms you and you don't have vision of her, you'll actually stand in place, which is something that I don't think a lot of people know, instead of them chasing you.
So if she just blindly tosses her charm to a bush, it's not going to pull him out of the bush.
It's basically like if she charms you and they can't see you, then they will not run towards you. They'll basically stand in place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's the cool, like if you're running through Tribush to try to run away from somebody and you charm them and it will actually stop them from running at you.
Yeah.
And then you can get away, it doesn't pull them to you.
Yep. And I would again trying to sneak out.
He just to get out of there. That's a bad fight.
Oh yeah, that's all sorts of trouble, but it might be an excellent bait into a team fight. He's going to ult to try to stop the chase. He's actually going to ult back towards Kog'Maw, which might not be the best idea because Kog'Maw deals out fat deeps.
That was all sorts of bad.
And it looks like Raise Your Weapon's probably... I think they're going to fall back on a split push strat. Oh no, the Otter...
Otter DC.
The Otter DC, that is standard Otter play. No! The curse of Otter has happened. It looks like Tyrion's going to farm up red. He really needs to... Uh-oh. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a Baron for them.
Otter, he'll be back in about 3 to 4 minutes. So they just have to wait it out here. I mean, with him dying, he did give up a killing spree bonus as well, so... Because he was 5-0-3.
Will Master Yi try to alpha strike in on this? That is the question. I think that's going to be what's going to happen. He's going to back out, jumps over, jumps in, tries to siphon strike it, but he will not get it. And TK Rain's now fighting against 5 people with Baron buff. And Boss Cow jumps in and he's instantly out.
He almost got that siphoning strike on it, but it's not quite.
And now they're almost caught up in gold again. So Raise Your Weapon gets the lead, and they kind of give it away. Obviously, the Otter death was due to a DC, so...
Yeah, that's an extra 500 gold they gave away there, too, so... Well, actually 700 gold, because you get the bonus plus you get your normal gold for killing them, too, so...
You know, if Raise Your Weapon actually does end up winning this, you know, I give them props, but at the same time, it's like, if you do the strat where you're going to random all your heroes, and you end up with a team comp like this, you should probably try not to do stupid things half the time.
Yeah.
If you actually want to win.
And Bosco's going to have to back off that.
Oh, yeah, Kog'Maw is serious trouble actually for him. He could die here, actually.
He does not have his ultimate.
Yes, he will die.
His ultimate literally just came off cooldown. right as he was dying there.
Again, they're not really playing smart here. And here we go. Now they have Otter back. Now they can actually do something.
Otter's like, okay, how many of you guys died? What, they have the kill lead now? What is going on?
Right now, it looks like DCD's actually apologizing to them. Sorry for your DC. RaiseYourWeapon should be apologizing for their team comp. Like,
right?
like, I'm sorry we random all our champions.
Sorry we trolled so hard.
And they're gonna easily lose turrets. They have. I don't know if they're calling in TK. They have to. They should be split pushing.
Well, TK's gonna walk right past the ward, and he's gonna get caught in that jungle. The other team's just gonna ignore it, actually. So
yeah,
they easily could have picked him off in that jungle, but they decided to just take the turret.
Yeah, I think they made a mistake. I think that TK Rain actually should have been kept pushing top, and he could actually base race some turrets, especially with that Siphon Strike. It's farmed up.
It's almost to 300.
Yeah, I mean, it's 276 right now.
Yeah, the Sheen.
Yeah, he can tear down that top turret in about one hit. Like, if he really...
Like they're gonna go in.
Oh, and here we go. Here's the engagement, but they do have Baron buff, but they're all in right now. Switching over focus to Udyr, which is not necessarily where they want to be. He's so tanky. Bosco, yeah, trying to meditate up, and TK Rain's gonna fall for this. And so, 1 for 2. Not what they wanted. Leon's gonna have to go back, and they're gonna give up a turret. That was actually a really bad call. Right? Again, you know, they should have let TK Rain split push top. Waste as much time as possible, and in this case, they probably would have traded base turrets. Or they would have made DCD make a choice to send someone back up top.
Yeah.
And I think... Yeah, and TK Rain even has teleport, so if, you know, push came to shove, if they eventually see it, they send someone off to go face him, he teleports in, then they do a 5v4 instead of a 5v5 right there. And that would have been a lot smarter choice. Well,
because you see the creeps just pushing it naturally, too, both bot and top, so... He could have even possibly teleported back down to bot and then pushed that.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. RaiseYourWeapon, I mean, I thought they would have realized already. I know Highwind is a big fan of actually going into a split push, you know, when you're behind scenario. And team comp-wise, they just don't have that standard team comp that you would use to fight just because they can be kited. And it looks like TK Rain actually used his teleport to teleport up top and get a kill, or a tower kill, but they didn't really need that right now. They need to save that teleport possibly for the next push.
And it looks like Renekton he has a frozen mallet. It looks like he flashed at him too.
Yeah, Renekton blue flash. Ari's after him. Spirit Rush in effect. Trying to chase down, and he will be charmed. Nasus is a fan of foxes.
And meanwhile, they're gonna push bot now that he distracted him top. So they're just basically trying to keep him running over the map all the time. I mean, giving up some kills here and there, just keep the other team running over the map, so they can't really farm at all. But even then, they're just falling further and further behind.
Yep. And they actually are down gold now. Down a little bit over 1k gold.
Kabam does have that oracles on Leona though too, so he has been clearing out some wards. And Master Yi just got a death cap, so...
Oh snap, so he's actually been doing some fat DPS during his one alpha strike and then followed it with a Deathfire Grasp.
It looks like he's going to work on building a Lichbane here as well, so...
that will actually be huge.
He'll hit his Wuju style and then do a little bit more damage.
And actually that will actually help him clear towers too in that AP style. Because Lichbane will, you know, chunk towers pretty fat. So yeah, RaiseYourWeapon, see, they're spreading out here, clearing waves, which is what they want to do, make sure they don't have all the waves pushing on them, which would give DCD the initiative to keep the pressure on them. Instead, they're going to keep certain waves pushing so that DCD has to spread out, otherwise they can be split push. And RaiseYourWeapon should stick to that strategy, because in a straight-up fight, they don't have a very good chance of winning. Unless, you know, they get Kog'Maw first and you know, get really lucky and can somehow pick off Kog'Maw, I think. Then maybe they could win a team fight.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm not sure.
Maybe Shrelia, for some reason, I'm not sure why.
I do not know why. They wanted to get to that blue buff really fast. Wanted to round that corner, limit visibility, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they had checked blue buff with Kog'Maw's ult, and they saw that nobody was there taking it. But, I mean, unless they thought they were camping that blue bush, but I'm not sure.
So
There's
TK has about 2 minutes left on his teleport before
And
that
he
will be
just-
back up.
And he just blew Shirelia's there too.
Boss
They're
Cat's
just gonna-
taking a lot of hate. They can't really do anything about a poke war here. They could try to go for Kog'Maw when he comes in on the turret, but that's about it.
But the other team, oh no, none of them have Baron anymore, so that is all down. Kog'Maw has blue buff and Soraka sitting there giving him mana, so he's gonna sit there and just poke.
Yep, poke all day.
And I'm surprised that they saw TK ward that bush, but Soraka never went to clear it.
And a big, huge dive going now. Boscow getting focused right here. He was going to try to meditate, but he will be taken out. And again, you know what? Raise your weapon.
Just not fighting smart at all.
Yeah, they should be trying to split push. Looks like DC's going to back out of here, not try to push this, so they're going to go get themselves a Baron. And then after that, probably try to finish off this game with a good push. They will have the sustain to do it. Raise Your Weapon really needs to switch up their tactics. They can't just, hold underneath a turret, because they're going to lose every time like that.
Yeah.
And they might try to pick a fight at Baron, which might be good for them. They'll actually have...
It's pretty much their last option. Oh, they dodged the orb.
Will they go in? There we go. Alt, no. Highwind does get it! They do steal it. Now they're focusing back in here. But the Kama's going to flash over the wall to safety. Back out of this. Soraka flashes out. Ari flashes out. Everybody trying to focus back over, but they need to watch out for Kama. Kama will die over the wall. So now we have a big, huge fight between Renekton and all. Renekton will he be able to dash over the wall? He will dash barely. So now we have a 2 for 1 right there. And they steal the Baron buff. That was huge, and that might turn around the game for Raise Your Weapon if they can push these lanes back out.
What got Kog'Maw over the wall was actually Boscow's Q, his resonating strike. He threw that over the wall, and it caught Kog'Maw to kill him.
Oh, you mean Otter's resonating strike?
Otter's, correct.
Yeah.
He threw it over the wall and just caught him and killed him instantly.
Like a boss. Actually, Mr. Otter did die. I like you click on there's their body. Him and Udyr both face down at Baron. Like, ow, that hurt. Yeah, but Otter has 278 attack damage right now.
And he just picked up a Guardians as well.
Ooh, that's dirty. Yeah, his Sonic Wave does like 320 damage right now.
Yeah, and that's
just the Sonic Wave part.
Yeah, that's what ended up killing Kog'Maw, because Kog'Maw flashed out, he had no health, and he just threw it across the wall. But Highwind did smite Baron. Usually he gets his Baron smited from him.
Yeah, so I mean, big, some a little redemption there for him. Putting the shoe on the other foot. Trying out. Oh wow, and TK Rain will blue pill out of here before DCD collapses on him. It looks like they're just backing off. Maybe didn't know he was there, or didn't care about him going back. But Boscow, more importantly too, Boscow actually wasn't up when Baron went down, so he does not have the Baron buff.
But he does have his Lich Bane now.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, they did all get the gold for that. So that actually is pretty awesome. It looks like TK Rain still doesn't have that Triforce yet.
He's getting close. He has a Zeal. He only has 200 gold, so it's going to be another 1,500 gold before he can get that.
Yeah, he's a Phage and change away.
Yeah. The Phage, which is 15, I think, and then 300 to build it, so 16, 15.
Razor Weapon's starting a dragon. There's only 3 of them.
Oh, they're gonna catch Soraka.
Soraka with that Oracles, which is so delicious. She does not have Flash because of the early engagement, so that is actually pretty big. And Highwind will still pick up the dragon. So things looking up for Razor Weapon now, turning it around. Looked like they were on the back foot. Now they're back up about 2k. And Renekton's going to start this off, it looks like. They do need to keep an eye on Kog'Maw, though. They can't keep focused on anybody.
Yeah, they're gonna have the 4 here, and they're just gonna let TK push this bot tower in.
And let's watch this turret disappear. Siphoning Strike number 1. Chow.
Yeah, Siphoning Strike number 2 coming up here.
Oh,
they're
look at it go down.
Health. And there's a third one, 3/4 health.
And look, it's Udyr, and he doesn't care.
He's just like, long hair, don't care. I'm just gonna take this.
A lot of focus onto Otter. Otter, Nocturne all coming in to try to protect him. He's barely going to survive with this.
There goes Kog'Maw.
And Kog'Maw will be blown up right away. Great dive there. Ari might be next, has Ignite on her just a little bit low. TK Raina's rotated up there, popped his ult. RyW just trying to survive as long as he can, and they'll pick up Booter and Renekton in the process. Shut down.
Now they're gonna take out this bot turret too.
And great safeguard dodging the Orb of Deception right there from Otter, and they will clean up this top turret. Siphoning Strike, ahoy. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that tower disappear.
Yeah.
We're going to clean up another inhib here. So Razor Weapon looking strong. Their inhib is back up middle.
That Baron Jack is what did it.
Yeah, I mean, big plays right there from Mr.
Followed
Highway.
by that derp Soraka death on trying to ward down on Dragon.
I think it's I think it's a big problem with players, especially when you get anywhere past the very beginning of the game. If you're camping in brush and you're there and like you can like you, I feel like too many people just sit in brush for way too long in common ward spots like try brush and stuff like that when they're sitting in there. It's like people, just assume that if you don't know there's not a ward there, assume there is a ward there. Don't sit there for too long because you will get collapsed on or taken advantage of.
I recall, I'm not sure who we were playing with, but they had went in. They were gonna turret dive the bot turret, and they were sitting in that tri-bush, but they had ended up had it warded, and Victor just walks in with all his AOE and just nuked down like 4 people with just his ult and his stun.
Yeah, I believe.
Was
that like
sad.
an in-house scrim or something?
That was an in-house scrim.
Yeah.
Like I said, I remember I was playing with some people. I think you might have been there, but it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that did not work out. Having quickly clearing out of jungle. Everybody getting pretty full up on items here.
Yeah, he got TK got that Triforce now, so his Siphoning Strike's gonna hurt even more. It's up to 354.
And that's
plus 54. He also gets 175 from his damage and another 110 just from the basic attack.
Yeah, plus the sheen. Yeah, that's dirty.
So that's over 600 damage, and then plus it's 130% of that, 150%.
And it can crit.
Yeah, and it can crit. So he can. How much health does Kog'Maw have? Kog'Maw has just over 2k health, so he could half health Kog'Maw pretty much with one Siphoning Strike.
Yeah, it's pretty deadly. Now Razor Weapon on the push. They should take this middle turret easy. No one's there. TK is gonna chunk this. Look at that disappear. It's disgusting.
The other team is just split up too much. They're just giving up.
Wow, and they actually might give up middle turret. Oh, get out of there, TK Rain.
Kabam was gonna port B. He looks like he changed his mind. He's gonna come up and help.
He's been holding on to that Oracles for quite a while now too, which is gotta hand it to him. Has his Iron Solari on the Iron Solari Leona.
That is one of the coolest skins in game, I think.
It is, and actually it changes their ult, so it actually leaves the little Iron Solari logo in the ground after she ults. If you've never noticed it.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest things I like about, like, some of the different custom skins and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the other one of my favorites is the Legendary Kog'Maw skin. I mean, just shooting fireworks and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's like my mandatory skin when I play Kog'Maw, is you have to use that skin. And I actually like, I mean, Nunu hasn't been played a lot, but Nunu Bot is probably one of the most fun skins to play as.
That is
commentary.
His skins, yeah. Or definitely not Blitzcrank. It's pretty funny too.
I think DCD. I think they've been kind of put on the back foot, and they're a little shy, and they're a little late to react to this. And there's not going to be a steal, and now Razor Weapon has some more advantage. I think they need to be quicker on their toes. And
if they're going to pick up mid creeps, top's pushing naturally. TK might actually end up porting up top, or even into their base if he wanted to. He's gonna farm his Q more instead.
Yeah, I mean,
they can 366.
They can easily split push this. It looks like Otter right now is the one split pushing. Hyla's gonna take a few turret hits here.
And Otter actually ended up buying a Randuin's Omen, so when he flies in on their whole team, he's just gonna pop that and slow them all. So
top turret getting collapsed on now, trying to back out of this. A little bit of a 3v5 going here. Nocturne coming in. Will he decide to actually engage on a Kog'Maw or not? And there's going to be no engage. Sid might be some focus onto Renekton, and oh my gosh, the burst from Boss Cow. No surviving. And Razor Weapon right now is wrecking house.
Yeah, all of a sudden I just saw Kog'Maw go down to no health, and I was just like, where did that come from? And then I see Master Yi sitting there meditating on her.
I'll meditate on your corpse, fool.
Right?
TK right now trying to kill some Nexus turrets. Clearing out some A, clearing out some minions here.
They're just gonna push to win here. TK's actually porting. Oh, he has this teleport, so he's gonna port back and then teleport back in.
Yeah, Highwind in a lot of trouble. Probably will fall here. Get safeguard to him to try to survive. He's gonna fall in the process. TK is coming back in here and look at him chunk that turret like a boss.
There it goes.
And that should be the second turret. And now just straight onto the Nexus. And that will be good game. RaiseYourWeapon pulling it out. Looked a little bit
The
tough
troll
for them.
comp.
And they randomed all their heroes, ended up with all melee comp, and were still able to pull it off because those guys are badasses.
I kind of feel bad for the other team there. Yeah, knowing that they randomed all their champions and didn't have any ranged AD or anything, and then coming up with that loss.
Well, you know, it's to be honest, a lot of people are better at playing against the current meta than they are at playing against metas that aren't standard.
Definitely, like that Leona Lee Sin bot, like Kog'Maw, I think he caught like 4 or 5 combos from him, just melted instantly. Him or Soraka. Like if they weren't together down there, Kabam and Otter were just all over that, and they're just like, hey, we're gonna catch him now. We're gonna catch him because they could burst on one of them easy, but with Soraka there, they got too many heals.
Yeah, and you know yeah, there's something to be said about it. You know, with people, it's something you haven't seen before. You haven't had. You know, if I have 100 games against something, I'm going to understand it better than if I only have 1 or 2 games that I've seen something. And you know, there's a reason pros do the meta the way they do it, but you know, is when you throw stuff in there, you know, it can really screw you up. And honestly, kill lane is the counter to the AD support meta. So whenever you do run a kill lane, it actually is counter to the meta. I think a lot of people throw it away as like a gimmick.
Yeah, there's like, oh, Blitzcrank All-Star, that's stupid. You're letting like double support. It's no, but you just pick up kills and you don't let their AD or anything farm, and it just basically pushes 2 people out of the game. And Blitzcrank and All-Star just have so much peel and stuff too. So if you run Blitzcrank All-Star bot and you put like an AD like Vayne or Corki top, because I know Otter loves to play AD top, especially Vayne. I mean, you can still have a legitimate team because you put someone tanky in the jungle. Instead of like running a cow jungle, you can run someone tankier in the jungle, and you could actually still have a legit team comp running Blitzcrank All-Star bot lane.
Yeah. So, you know, good game. I mean, for most of it, it was pretty close, pretty back and forth. Made a game out of it. So, way to go, RaiseYourWeapon. Way to pull out a win there with your troll comp.
Right.
Jokers.
It all came down to that smite that Highwind managed to hit on Baron.
Yeah, you know, he was kind of in a funk early, but then pulls it off with the clutch smite come late game, and that definitely changed the dynamic. You know what? Actually, word to the wise for teams that are ahead. You know, stay ahead. Don't try to do Baron if you're not sure you can 100% steal it. And you know, right there in that time, it wasn't necessarily a bad choice to go for it, because we were up against like 3 or 4 people at that time, or was it?
Yeah, because Master Yi was down, so it was only like 3 people. Master Yi kind of walked in there, kind of looked at it some, but then Nocturne just ulted and then ended up smiting it, which that really does mess up when you're trying to take Baron when Nocturne ults, because you're just like, oh crap, like I can't see my teammates all the way because if you're in different sections of Baron pit.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to have a rematch here, so a game 2.
Get in the game. That was a very interesting game. I mean, partially, I think they felt kind of bad when Otter DC'd, and I don't think they took full advantage of that when they could have. But they were being good sports there, so.
Yeah, and it looks like they will not have their support, and they're not going to swap in someone. So it looks like we're not going to play a game 2, is what I'm gathering from the other team. was talking about their Lee Sin Leona synergy and how he blew their minds.
it is great synergy.
Yeah, and it is. You know, it was a good lane, and there's some good tricks to it.
Yeah, well, Leona with anybody down bot that has like I don't know, there's so much TC there. Her she can go through creeps. Standing behind creeps doesn't protect you from Leona.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Usually you're like, oh, I stand behind creeps. It protects me from a lot of champions. But Leona's the one champion that she can throw her spells through creeps.
Yeah, at least her grab that brings you to you and starts the whole stun combo, and Lee Sin can safeguard to you to close the distance really quickly. I mean, there's lots of dirty tricks right there.
Yeah, once Leona catches them, Lee Sin can jump on top of them and slow them after the stun, and it just
And
all
if you miss the Sonic Wave point blank, shame on you.
exactly. But then also you can put it on them, and then when they try to flash away, you can jump back to them, so they can't really get away from it.
So it looks like I'm gonna go get some food, and yeah, I'm gonna go get some food. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for joining me. I'm Black, y'all. Congratulations on getting picked up in the Judgment Tournament. I hope you best of luck. Wish you best of luck in the tournament.
I hope we at least win one game. That's all I care about. Just win one game, can't go out in the first round.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I'm gonna talk to Highwind. We're gonna set up the brackets and do all that stuff. Now, so.
Alrighty then.
All right. See you. Talk to you.